Greetings! So, we have an interesting mower in the shop today. This is a Husqvarna LR125. It really looks to me like a really cheap copy of the already cheap John Deere STX38 that they built. It was a tractor built in the late 80s, early 90s. And they made it for like 10 years. But that was John Deere's first successful, like, consumer grade, cheap lawnmower. They tried a bunch of times before and failed because their stuff was too expensive. The STX38, and this is like a exact copy of it. Like, STX38 was famous for all the electrical system was consolidated in the back, like this. Key and everything. Fuel tank in the front so it could be gravity feed, just cutting corners wherever they could, although they didn't do it in all the places they could. Like, it had an electric PTO. This appears to be a copy of it, even has the same engine, a Kohler Command. The STX38 was famous for, had a Kohler Command in it. This is the same engine, and it also had kind of a unibody, the body and frame welded together. I'm not sure if this is a unibody or not. Anyway, I don't know if I've ever seen a Husqvarna LR125 before. It's very interesting. It's a completely different design from the design they bought from Craftsman and evolved and built for about 30 years. This one's built in the same time period. I'm guessing this is an early 90s model, but it's a completely off-the-wall different design. It's interesting. I've just never seen one like it before. So anyway, so basically what I gotta do, I do have the deck for it, and it's not rusted out. The owner of it had it driving like 5 years ago, and then he didn't have enough money to finish it, so he just parked it, and it sat for 5 years. He never put the deck back on, and needed spindles. But anyway, now that it's sat, of course it's gonna have a bunch of other problems, but he told me if I get it running for a couple $100. He told me if I get it running for a couple $100, he wanted to go out and fix it. I'm not sure if we can do that or not, but guess we can give it a try. That chaos weird. Okay, so it's been sitting for so long. I don't know if we're gonna have any luck with it. Husqvarna Forest and Garden, Charlotte, North Carolina. F21. I don't know if that means this is a 2021 battery. I don't know why there's a second wire hooker there. I bet the starter solenoid's not wired up right. I bet somebody replaced it. And they did. They hooked the fuse right onto here instead of on the other end of that cable like they should have. Well, I don't care. It doesn't have a key in it. Index key. I don't know if Bro's lost the key or not. I assume this battery's got to be completely dead. I wonder what year this battery's actually from, because it says, at least it shifts. It shifts pretty nice. It says F21. I wonder if it's a 2021 battery. So it's a Peerless rear end. I like the Peerless MST. Very durable transmission. I'm not sure if this is the MST or something earlier, though. Looks like an MST. I don't know. I'm going to try to get this done quick, because he doesn't want to dump a whole lot of time into it, or money. He doesn't want to dump a whole lot of money into it, therefore I don't want to put a ton of time into it. Okay, so our battery has 8 volts. So, this looks like one of the cheap Chinese batteries. I think they come off Amazon or something, I'm not quite sure, but they have this handle on top. They usually don't even hold a charge when they get old, but, 2021 isn't really that old. 8 volts. There's a chance. Put the charger on it. Typical battery, like a Craftsman battery box. Alright. Let's put it on fast charge. Look. Man. Look at. I assume this engine does it have the 15 amp regulator. No, it don't. It has a 3 amp alternator. Okay, so let's see. That's interesting. There's no vent on the top of this fuel cap. this tank must have a vent somewhere else. That's unusual. Can't really smell anything. Maybe there ain't really anything left in the... Okay, actually the tank is pretty clean. It's a good sign. I wonder if the fuel system's gonna need any work. I'd be shocked if it didn't. But you never know. The steering's really stiff. I haven't even looked underneath this thing. Got a lot of rust there. It's not rusted out, but it's got a lot of heavy rust. Let's see. The drive belt looks really good. So it might just be a deck belt and some spindles. That'd be a miracle. I hope so. It looks like that rod is like it's rubbing on the drive belt. That's not good. See, that's a deck hanger right there. It's hitting it there. Okay, well, is that the other deck hanger? Or what is that that's rubbing on the drive belt? No, that's the clutch. I don't know. Clutch pedal. I don't even know if it works. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Maybe it's... Is the parking brake set? No. I feel like... When I was like 8, I feel like I remember... I know we visited some friends of my mom's. I feel like they had a Husqvarna like this. I know they had a Husqvarna with a Kohler command. But it may have just been your average Craftsman style one. I feel like it may have been this one. It's got your old Sears Made in USA sticker. Husqvarna bought out Craftsman, Sears Craftsman or whatever in the 80s. And over a long period after that they evolved those Craftsman mowers. But this shares some parts, like the front axle looks familiar. See, it's got the same steering system? No, it doesn't. This one's a little bit unique. Alright, so let me see. See any oil in it? I'm kind of optimistic about it. Almost like we can charge up the battery and start it. I'm not sure. We ain't got no oil in it. Let me see. No. It ain't got no oil in it. I mean, hardly. Had like 2 drops. Well, it's got compression. I'm confident this engine will run. I think, I don't know. I don't really want to drain the oil and fill. I think we're just going to top it up. I'm just hesitant. Yeah, there ain't nothing in there though. Alright, let me get some oil. Kohler commands will hold like 2 quarts of oil, 3.5. You can go down to like 2. Probably put some Marvel mystery oil in it as well, because these things have these Kohler commands are interesting. Both the single cylinder and the V-twin Kohler command, they're like the only small engines that have hydraulic valve lifters in them, and they're very reliable. It's just they'll click super loud. And they don't click super loud if the oil's low, or if they haven't been ran for a while. It helps to put some additives in, like some Marvel mystery oil. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit in it just to be sure, because I know it's a Kohler command. I know what it's gonna do. I do like the command single cylinder though. It's a very durable little engine, very reliable. Overbuilt, to be honest. I do like them. I don't like the V-twins very much, because the Kohler command V-twin, nothing much in common with the single cylinder other than its name. It blows head gaskets. Honestly, the Courage V-twin is better. I haven't had any issues with those. Courage single cylinder is the worst engine ever made, ever put in a lawnmower, just about. Kohler has not made a lot of great engines. People act like Kohler's so awesome, but they really aren't. Like classic cast iron Kohler K series, for example. That engine's just about the most overrated small engine ever. I like them okay, but I sure don't love them. They are, I don't know, I just don't like them that much. Not very good power. They smoke, burn oil, they're noisy. Hard to get them to run properly. That's sad. They were the kind of thing that's just kind of indestructible and goes forever. May not run nice, but it'll always run. So, thing also needs tubes in the tires. Okay, I'm gonna see. This is gonna charge up the battery, put some gas in it, and see if it'll start. Okay, it does have. I put like, this thing has like a 1.5 or 2 quart oil capacity. Since it wasn't completely empty, I put about 1.5 in it, and a little bit of Marvel mixture. You're supposed to just set the cap down like that, not thread it down. Then you can check it. Got quite a bit over the full mark. It might smoke like crazy, but it might not. See, I have to see after running it, because I don't even know if there's probably not any oil left in the filter either. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna wait until that battery charges up. I got on the fast charge setting. I do need to figure out why this clutch won't move. Not to mention the steering needs oiling too. I'm gonna look at this clutch and figure that out. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more checks, and I'm gonna leave this guy alone for a couple hours. The clutch, it looks like it's probably the brake that's sticking and not the clutch, because I can see the pulley moving. I think we're gonna wait and make sure the engine runs first. Just verify we have a good air filter in here, and then I think we're just gonna leave it be for a couple hours. I'll take care of some other stuff and let that battery charge. Filter looks brand new. Felt good anyway. I'm gonna leave that cover off. I would not be surprised if the thing starts right up. It sat under a shelter for 5 years, the guy says, but I mean, it just really looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and lube that throttle. I just cannot stand stiff throttles. But yeah, I like this little mower. It's kind of neat. Reminds me of an STX38 John Deere. The first lawnmower I ever had when I was like 8 was an STX38 John Deere. Didn't have a hood. This one has a 12.5 horse Kohler command. Mine had a 13 horse command. I miss it. I like these little tractors. Well, that choke is stuck, it looks like. Yeah, it kind of moves funny. Well, it looks like it works. It's just throttle handle is really gritty for some reason. I mean, you could jam it up there and choke it. It just isn't smooth by any means. Well, I don't worry about that anymore right now. Alright, so it's been sitting charging the battery for like 2 hours. So I found, found this arm right here. I don't know if you can see it. Well, you can't really. But this arm here is a pivot. It's what actuates the brake arm right here. Anyway, this arm here, it's supposed to move back and forth, and here's my flashlight. Right there. I had to lubricate that, give it a shot of WD-40. And the brake loosened right up, so now I can push the brake down. Hopefully put the parking brake on. Yes, it works. I bet the engine will. I know it at least clicks. Yeah, you know, it's not cranking now. The solenoid is clicking. That is, I say the solenoid, I mean the little fuel cutoff solenoid. Starter solenoid's not doing anything. It's probably bad. I don't know if this has a neutral start switch. It's possible that it does. No, I don't think so. I would kind of figure the starter solenoid shot, because at first it was clicking, now it's not. Well, I guess we can find out if the starter itself is good. Hold on. Yeah, a pair of jumper cables, very corroded though, so I don't know if they even will work. They're tangle proof apparently. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I'm tired. Just working on clearing out some land behind my shop. Chainsawing the old home light chainsaw. Quite tiring. But anyway, well, we got that on that end. Let's just head it to the positive terminal and see what happens. Well, the battery doesn't have enough power to get it to crank over all the way, but it is trying. Might still charge up all the way. It's just not even clicking. The solenoid's probably down here. So this is like a John Deere STX38 clone. I don't know. Can't see anything. Let me see. See if I can find it. There's a bunch of dirt back there. Huge mound. Could be mice or something. Oh, I didn't know it actually had headlights. I thought these were fake, but apparently they were real headlights. Very smoked. Oh, there's the solenoid. That's interesting. Interesting that's in the front. Well, let me jump it off to see what happens. Had to get creative with a pair of needle nose pliers just to get the alligator clip onto there. There's no access. Anyway, I got it clipped onto the little terminal on the starter solenoid, so I'm just going to hit the other end right to the battery. It clicks, but it doesn't crank. That solenoid's probably not salvageable. Well, so why is it not doing that with the key? It was clicking at first when I first tried it, but now it's not. I tried it off camera. I was wiggle that connector a bit on the solenoid, see if that helps. No. Well, I think we're gonna have some electrical troubleshooting to do, unfortunately. Might have to take the key switch out and start there. I didn't really want to have to, excuse me, I did not want to have to deal with that. So I wonder, since it's connected to since the solenoid's right there, I wonder if it's actually factory for it to have an extra wire here for the, for the, ignition switch. It'd be kind of weird. Well, this is weird because the little, solenoid on the engine, the fuel cuff solenoid, that one's clicking, but the starter solenoid's not doing anything. Well, I'm going to dig into this a little. So I looked back in the safety switch, I figured it out. You just have to hit this pedal more determined than the parking brake can. And now it almost cranks. It will crank if I just get this battery charged. I'm going to check what the voltage is currently. It's at like 11.98, so almost 12 volts. So I'm going to give the battery another couple hours. Okay, so the battery is charged. I suppose I put some gas in it. We're just going to see if it'll start. Maybe. Make sure the choke's choking. Come on. Well, the battery wasn't charged, apparently. I just want to know if it'll start. Okay, so I hooked up another battery just to see if I can get it to start. Well, she runs. Sort of. Possible I put in too much oil. It's also been setting for a really long time. You can hear that lifter tech. Plastic command lifter tech. The tires are pretty much flat, but I'm still going to see if I can move it at all. I'm curious. Smokes a lot. Well, it is smoking a lot as of right now. Alright, reverse. decent when it's moving. 6th gear, and it chugs along. Well, if the smoke clears away and the lifters quit ticking, it's a pretty good little tractor, I guess. Needs a good lubricating all over. I don't know why it's idling with the throttle at full. Needs another throttle, I think. There we go. Good news, it actually runs great. Those weird headlights don't work though. Still runs good. Probably need to charge the battery up a little more. Well, now we know. So you put some tubes in the tires, replace that one. Other than that, I mean, still got some lifter tech going right now, but that should fade away pretty soon once it heats up all the way. Engine sounds great, actually. Good as I could have hoped for. Well, I'm pretty happy. I like this little tractor. I got the deck over here. It's like a 30-inch or something like that. Needs spindles and blades. This one spindle doesn't look half bad, but I don't know, we already talked about replacing the spindles. I bet it's a 38-inch, because it's 38 right there. I'm not sure if it needs those spindles or not. I don't know, I'm going to inspect the deck tonight and go ahead and order parts, probably. Well, needs a couple tubes. I need to check what I got in stock. I like it, though. Seems like a solid little tractor. Okay, so I looked over the deck. This is bizarre. This spindle's not even actually shot. So I don't know what the deal is with the spindles supposedly being bad. I do know, however, see, this is kind of beat up where the blade goes on, so I'm going to go and get rid of that spindle. These also have these metal things that go around the blades. Around the spindle. Don't really know what those are for, but I know they always put those on these. I'm probably going to it's already missing that one. I think we'll just omit those. I'm just going to order a pair of new spindles and blades. I guess it's like a 38 deck. So, new deck belt, new spindles and blades. Idlers are decent. I got some tubes. I'll just order one new front tire. And I'm going to charge up the battery, just trickle charge it. It's a Saturday evening anyway, so I don't have to work anymore. And I'll get all those parts and put it back together, assuming the owner wants me to. I'm going to give him a call just to let him know what's going on with it. And hopefully we'll proceed with it. Pretty solid little mower, so I think it's worth doing. Okay, so it's been a few weeks. I've gotten some parts. I was quite annoyed to see during my test driving, somehow this deck engagement lever fell down and got all bent out of shape. So I have to figure out how it's supposed to be shaped and get it bent back into shape. That's really annoying. But I'm going to go and put tubes in the tires that one. I've got a new tire for that. Actually, that wheel doesn't match. It's the wrong color, and I'm not sure if it's the right wheel. I found another Husqvarna wheel here, Craftsman wheel, in good shape. I'll probably put this one on it. Mount this one instead. Okay, so I'm going to put tubes in the other three. Well, the other two, the real ones. That front one holds there. As soon as I saw that, I knew this wheel was going to be a bad one. Should just slide off. This may be where we might not be able to fix this mower because these wheels are permanently stuck on there. That sucks. So that wheel came off okay. This one is stuck on there really good. I've been spraying it with Coil a bunch and whacking on it. Nothing doing. This kind of calls for drastic measures because I'm this close to fixing this thing and getting it back to the customer for a decent price because it's a decent mower. So I think what I'm going to do, I can't put a tube in it with the tire already with the wheel on the mower, because this has like one of the deep dish wheels. I have to push it way back there in order. I can't really dismount it. That's what I'm saying. So basically, what I'm going to have to do, there aren't any holes for wheel weights on this thing either, which sucks. So I'm going to have to drill a couple holes in the wheel that I can put a like a harmonic balancer puller, put the bolts for one through those holes, and then I can pull it off that way, hopefully. Because it can't be stuck that bad, but whacking it with a hammer is not going to work. So that's what I'm going to try. Okay, so I made 2 holes, since this one didn't have the holes for wheel weights in it already. Not like they usually do, so I just got nuts on the other end. I don't know if this is going to work. It does in some scenarios, but I'm not sure about here. I'm going to try it, because a puller's the only option here now. Yep. This isn't going to be fun. Give me a minute. Alright, so 30 minutes and 3 jigsaw blades later, I have made progress. And now I'm saying I can get my 3-jaw puller on too, but who knows if that'll help. This mower is rapidly turning into a prime example of why I want to get out of the lawnmower repair business. So basically, if I tell the guy, I charge $50 an hour. So most other lawnmower shops charge like $80, and I don't know how they do it. Because basically, like, if I tell the guy, I like account for all this kind of thing that I'm probably going to run into and charge for all the my time and jigsaw blades and stuff like that, I'd probably quote him like $400, but then he's going to say that's ridiculously overpriced, there's no way I'm paying that, and I get out of the job. If I charge him like $250 for it, he's like, I'm alright with that, but I'm like, it's not enough for me and I have to cut corners, and then a lot of times then it'll end up breaking down again. And like, say if maybe I had a plasma cutter, I could have cut that off a lot faster than with the jigsaw. But then I have to pay the extra cost of owning a plasma cutter. That's going to cost me extra space, extra money, a lot of extra money. So, like, this business, a lot of shops charge like $80 an hour, and I don't know how they do that, because customers they don't want to pay hardly anything to keep their lawnmower running. It's kind of understandable because the mowers have like almost no resale value whatsoever. They're worth almost nothing. So why would you put a lot of money into it? But then how is the shop going to make any decent profit to pay like decent mechanics and that kind of thing? So I don't get it. Anyway though, I'm going to put my 3-jaw puller on there. I might have to cut this smaller. I don't even have another perfectly matching wheel. I'll just slap something on there that'll hold air. The only reason I had to take this wheel off is because it doesn't hold air. The tire didn't hold air. I couldn't put a tube in it while it was on there. Sometimes you can, since it's one of them, those wheels with a deep offset. Here, let me show you. As you can see, you have it on this end. You've got the deeper part right there that you can get like a tire iron into to take the tire off. But on this end, on the outside, there is none of that. There's just this big, like right here, see, instead of coming out right here, it comes out down here instead, so you can't get a tire iron into there or something. Get the tire off. I probably have more of those that hold air in that size, though. Not perfect match wheels, but we'll just find the closest thing we can. So, I knew this would happen, trying to pull it off with the 3-jaw. As you can see, this just popped out right here. Right here, go figure. Who knows, maybe these videos I make will get really popular as like the worst mechanic on YouTube. But anyway, it ain't my fault. I'm debating what to do next here. Maybe something like the brake? Hold on, is the brake turning? Kind of odd. No, this transmission just sounds really dry. Oh, it is. It's all lubreless, so it has grease in it. That's why. Probably very badly lubricated. This thing's turning into a disaster. I'm starting to learn. Almost any of these jobs I take on becomes a disaster. I'm starting to learn what becomes a disaster and what doesn't, but there's hardly any work you can take on, except maybe in the field of commercial mowers. Other than commercial mowers, there's hardly any work you can take on that doesn't become a disaster, so. Anyway, I'm fed up. But maybe I'll just cut this, right, maybe I'll cut it completely off. I think that's the thing to do. Kind of the only choice at this point. If I'm going to save this lawnmower.